start a like a 10-minute video on lessons that I've learned while going to Africa, right? Um, so let me tell you my background. I haven't been to Africa for a while. Um, we're talking maybe 15 years before, right? Um, I traveled a lot to like the Caribbean and stuff like that, but not Africa. And my brother, who's been going, you know, regularly now and then, every year or so, once a year, and of course some of my friends and stuff. Um, until 2019, when I went back to Guinea Conakry, you know, and for some beautiful reason, my mind just went. It's like I was in love, right? Um, just the whole dynamic of Africa. I think those who know knows, right? You know, just the freedom, the opportunities, like for you to do so much opportunities, so much um, ways you could help, like so many um, things that you could do, right? You know, so much freedom in a sense. Because I think what most people, especially the people in Africa, they don't understand is that they they've got paradise, but they don't know it in a strange way, right? They have this an illusion in their mind that they need to come here, and fair enough, you kind of um, get it from their point of view because it's difficult. If you don't know, you don't know. You only know what you know, right? And and it has been very interesting going back, right? So what would I say? I would say learn to have patience when you go back. That's one thing, you know. Do your own thinking, but learn to have patience because there are a lot of things, especially if you're coming from the diaspora, if you're coming from Europe, right? Or let's say you're coming from an America or all this stuff. Learn to have patience. And most of all, learn to have patience from your own family members. um, Again, I'm talking from my own experience, you know. It's not a nice feeling. Um, some of them will be there to help you, but some of them will also be there to help their own pockets, right? Which is natural. It's one of those things. They have an illusion in their mind that everything is wonderful in Europe. You're living in fun in a nice big castle, and you could just you know take money from the tree and stuff like that. But there are a lot of opportunity also if you're a serious entrepreneur or someone who has a business savvy or someone who just wants to go back. Or I would say take your time. Take your time. As one of my good friend would always say, you're a baby. You're just crawling, right? Don't try to run. Take your step time and crawl, because you will go there and you have all your plans. You plan all your goals, like what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say. All these things. You could even write them all down. You'll go as soon as you get Africa, it will just be out the window because it's such a dynamic, like moving place, right? You don't grasp things, and everybody's for themselves, unfortunately, right? Which is in Europe, but of course they're sophisticated, you know. But with Africa, you tend to find, again, this is my opinion. it's like you tend to find um, not a lot of people have your interest in mind. And this is the same thing everywhere you go, right? You have to think for yourself. That's one thing I've learned. And be careful of people words, right? Because words are very, especially the English language is very tricky, right? You could deceive people by just using the language, and it's English is, boy, it's one of the best deceiving word, right? And not to say it's a bad thing, or a negative thing, but be careful, really be careful. But think, do most of your thinking first, right? And learn to adapt. That's one thing I could say to you. Don't take things too personal and learn to adapt. It's not easy, because you find people who say, yeah, yeah, they will do this thing for you. And when time comes for them to do it for you, they won't do it. It's easy for them to say, yeah, they will do it. But when you want the result back, that's when the problem starts, right? So one thing I've learned is take your time, um, and learn to appreciate um, the environment in a strange way, right? I could speak for, I mean, I've been to Ethiopia, such a beautiful country, really amazing. Slightly, I would say, a little bit um, more of an understanding country where they see you as a foreigner, but they have that respect for you in a sense where they kind of leave you alone. Um, I've been to Gambia also, a very interesting place where, based on where you are, also environment makes a difference. If you go to a tourist place, um, you would see one or two things that you would not like, but it's also a very nice place, right? Um, and then of course Senegal is nice. Um, Gambia is it's also nice. So I've been to few West African countries, things like Sierra Leone and Guinea Conakry. Um, you know, I haven't stayed long. I've been to Sierra Leone twice now. I haven't stayed there for long. Um, but the good thing about I like about Sierra Leone is that is it's much calmer. I don't know why I like Sierra Leone, because I think there's an element of calmness for Sierra Leone. Um, I suppose because it's a small compared to like Guinea Conakry, right? Which is the place that I've been to most, and Conakry is very very tricky. Not well, I shouldn't use the word tricky, but Sierra Leone, well, Guinea has um, a nice way of sucking you in, whereas Sierra Leone, I mean, this again, all my opinions. This is what I see in my own um, in my own eyes, you know. Um, but yeah, I thought let me start this do your own thinking version, series. I'll stop here, I think. Um, but one thing I could say, take from this: do your own thinking. It's not easy. I mean, I could go on about a lot of negative things. I could tell you about how some of your family members going to rip you off. They're going to use um, they're going to play on your feelings, right? These family members, they will play on your feelings, which is natural, right? um, they also, there's a lot of lying, right? Which is, they're going to lie to you, right? And people going to lie to you, and they're going to lie for like things that are really silly. And then you think, why? You don't need to lie, I understand. um, you gotta be, and you also gotta be careful of the words, because it means nothing, right? And at the same time, sometimes they kind of look at you as as a silly person, right? They think you're naive, right? Um, and this is the things that you have to accept, right? I mean, not in all cases. Some people go there, they have their fixed mind mentality, but you have to go there as a growth mind. Like, you have to. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating because my first time going there, since I haven't been there for a while, and I was born in Sierra Leone, by the way, so it's not like to say, oh, I'm not an African or blah blah blah. So I was actually born in Sierra Leone, but we grew up in Guinea, and then we didn't, and then we came to the UK for a while now. Um, so learn to appreciate the people. I would say that you'll find good people. You'd also find bad people, right? You'll find people who are, of course, who have their own interest in mind, and you also have. I've seen some of the random act of kindness that I would never get in unfortunately in London, right? And yeah, people would help you, but also there are people who want to take from you. Unfortunately, it is the reality, right? So you get there, trying to be realistic. I think that's one thing I could say. Be realistic in your thinking, and be realistic on your goals, and be realistic on your what you want to achieve, right? Um, Always be realistic in a strange way, but be realistic. Trying to run away, get away from the fantasy mindset, right? Because it will cost you, and it will cost you. And some people, they can't hack it, right? Because they'll be frustrated and they will not want to go back, right? So always trying to be realistic, um, and especially toward your family members, right? I could tell you some of the madness that I had gone through, but it is what it is. And one thing I have to say: be realistic, do your own thinking, and enjoy the show. Because you know what, Africa is a really amazing place. Um, Even though we have our history, we have a lot of things going on, a lot of hidden things, um, but it's a place where there's joy, you know, um, and you won't know until you go there. Of course, at the same time, it's a frustrating place. And when you want to achieve something, it's difficult because you have to, in a sense, play the game. Play the game, and learn as fast as you can. Learn from people, you know. Um, but yeah, do your own thinking. Start from there, I think, and also be realistic. It's very easy for us to jump into the fantasy world and think that we will achieve grandeur, we'll make lots of money. You know, you have to be realistic, and I think that's really important that you take that with you and then you move with it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short video. I want to do more of this. I just came back from Guinea Conakry. I'm really motivated to do more videos. Um, I was really like shy to have my face on YouTube. Um, this is my insecurities, by the way. I didn't really wanted to have convo or these videos, but it's a start. Hopefully one day this will move somebody, or we get someone to think. um, yeah, definitely, start doing your own thinking. I think it's the way forward for all Africans, for any individual. And I think sometimes that's where um, we lack. I mean, we do our own thinking, don't get me wrong, but we do it in the wrong way, right? We do think. So, they always have this perception um, that that we do not think, right? But we do think. We just think in a well, some might say in a good way, or some might say in a bad way. or some might say you don't think at all, but you do think, but you think in a way that sometimes is a bit harmful to others, and especially I hate saying this, but our people think um, in a way that's not, it's not constructive, right? It's most of it is very, some of us, not all of us, very detrimental. Even me, I'm part of that too. But this is a history that we've gone through as a people. Um, and of course, I'm not making excuses for you. Don't think I'm making excuses for us to be lazy and so on. No, it's not. But at the same time, um, there is there is a way we could think forward. I believe, you know. Um, of course, maybe you watch this video and you think, "Hey, I've contradicted myself so many times," but it is what it is. I hope you enjoy this video, and yeah, this is Do Your Own Thinking Part One. Well, subscribe and like, and self-love first. Self-love first. Take care, guys. Bye bye.